What's up? What's up? Jay Brown here. Yeah, I'm in my closet. Chill out. Um, it's a response to the political side of Star Wars. Of course, I found it very interesting, but I have a rather divine side or Christian side, and to y'all watching, I am Christian. If you're offended, I'm sorry. Okay. First of all, in episode one, Anakin didn't have a father. They talked to his mother, and his mother said there was no father. She had him, carried him for 9 months, had him by herself, which means there was no father. Similar to Jesus. Jesus had no biological father. Mary was a virgin, and there that was. And along that, it turns out, just like Jesus, or not just like Jesus, but similar to Jesus, Anakin was a prophecy. He was the one thought to bring balance to the Force, as Jesus is the one that was supposed to save us from our sins and did. And Anakin was supposed to be the one to balance the Force, and he was. Okay. Now, when you want to compare Jedi and dark side, the Jedi were the people of God. When you compare like that, the dark side were the people of the devil, and everybody in between. I guess were just the people who weren't sided because we as humans really don't. We're not to believe in a greater power, so we have the option to choose, which I guess that would be the people in between, and the Force. I compare the Force to the power of God. Now, the Force is with all Jedi's, as the power of God is with Christians. Though many have the power of God in their heart, a lot of people tend to misuse it. Like, people tend to make occults, rebellions, false prophets, um, play evil mind games, brainwash people into believing their beliefs. And I think that's similar to the dark side, in which the dark side is influenced by the Sith, in which other ways that aren't godly, which leading people to think they are, is influenced by the devil. Okay. Now, the pure and evil aspect. Now, a Jedi can be compared to pure because they have clear emotions. Of course, they are not to fall in love or get married because that can affect their emotions. And they're taught this at a very young age. Now, being that they're taught this at a very young age, that doesn't leave any room for backsliding or temptation or anything. Now, in Christian standpoint, being pure is like no drugs, no alcohol, sexually pure till marriage, no killing, no lying, no stealing, no greed, you know. Don't be influenced by worries and stress. Just let God handle it all. That's the way it's being pure for a Christian. Now, rather, a Sith or the dark side, they feed into anger and emotions. They and when they do that, because it's so easy to feed into anger and emotions, it seems like the dark side and people with the dark side seem like it's more powerful than being a Jedi because it's so easy. However, it ends up being their downfall. For instance, first of all, the Jedi Council thought Anakin was too old because he wasn't trained at a young age like the other Padawans. So that way, emotions could have already set in his soul or his mindset, and there was no way to get him out. Thus, him falling in love and him being influenced by the dark side. And notice when he was influenced by the dark side, they allowed him to see the future, which he wanted to save Padme, but he ended up killing her. See, they didn't show him the entire future. And that was the mind games right there. Not only that, the greed part. Anakin actually talked about overthrowing the emperor before he killed Padme. He wanted to overthrow the emperor and take over the entire empire with her. So along the dark side, just like along with evil, there really is no friends, no bond. It's just that they all share the same thing. So they're all in it together, somewhat. And of course, just like the dark side, evil is a complete opposite of pure or religious, which, people don't want to wait till marriage to have sex, or people want to get high when they're stressed. People want to stress and just wreck everybody's day or whatever. And that's weak-mindedness. And notice, the Jedi had a strong influence on the weak-minded. Now, the world would prefer that, to just let out and do whatever, but once again, that's a downfall, because people who get too worried, too stressed, they'll end up killing somebody else, or killing themselves, or doing drugs and other stuff, destroy their body or whatever. Another thing too, see, Anakin turned evil, but he was a prophecy. He was the chosen one, but he was the one that's supposed to bring balance to the Force, of course. But in the end, there was enough good in him to bring balance to the Force. And the one that helped him was his son, Luke. Now, we can loosely compare that to the Bible. See, God created the world and loved everything in it, but mankind failed time and time again to meet his expectations, and he was just going to destroy mankind. Those disagree with me, try me. Anyway, that's how the Old Testament was. And then Jesus came. He sent Jesus to earth, and Jesus was the gap between God and man. And Jesus died on the cross, and he paid for our sins. Therefore, Jesus basically saved us from eternity in hell, damnation, might I say. And God is merciful now. He's no longer vengeful as he was in the Old Testament. So, Anakin balanced the Force with his son Luke. God balanced the world, saved the world with his son Jesus. So you can compare it to that as well. And after all that, after all Anakin turning evil and killing people and all that stuff, in the end, the prophecy was true. Just like I believe the prophecy is true that Jesus will come for his people one day. Now, notice I'm not trying to preach a word or anything. I'm just letting you know the comparisons between my religion and the Star Wars episodes that I saw. And I mean, it made me look at it in a different light. So I hope you can look at all 6 episodes and Clone Wars again and see what I saw. So it's very interesting, and I think you should give it a shot. Leave your honest opinion. Some might disagree with me, but it's America. Say what you feel. All right, Jay Brown now.